So welcome everybody to the weekly market analysis, week starting the 13th of February. Today's Monday. Okay, before we do get started, just please understand that any advice in today's session is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Alright, now I just got to make a couple of quick announcements before we do get started. The daily call I will do it this week up to and including Friday, and then it will resume again on the 8th of March. And the weekly class, which I'm doing right now, next week, so we're going to skip 3 weeks. I'm away, I'm traveling, and I will try my best if I can possibly do it on a Sunday pre-recorded. I'll make sure that everybody gets a video of it. But in a live format like I'm doing it right now, that will start again on the 13th of March. So that's basically we're missing 3 weeks. I will try my best to get it all to you for over the weekends if I can on the relevant week as they arrive. Okay. The next important thing is the trading challenge is coming. When I do come back, I will announce the exact rules. You will have to register for it. So I found in the past that many of you ask me many questions. My time is extremely busy, so I will only address your trading questions for those who are registered. Everybody can register, so I don't mind. I just need you to make the commitment like I am, and then I will help you as I go along. Alright? Okay, so formalities out of the way. Let's get started. Okay, so let's start off on the US dollar. Pretty much US dollar last month took a lot of losses, and I guess at the end of the week of last week at the highest levels that it's been for a little while, mainly on the back of good strong data, and I think this week that's coming should see the dollar or the US dollar remain in control of most of the currency flows of the market, as we have the highlights will be with Miss Yellen speaking. If I highlight it for you over here, it's her testimony. It is the first one since the Trump presidency, and it's also this testimony is her views on the current stance and monetary policies. So what we're looking for here, if you can all remember, towards the end of last year, they pretty much said that they can foresee that there would be 3 interest rate rises for the year 2017. The early part of the year data has kind of put a little bit of a damper on that, and whatever she says this week coming is going to play a key role in if we really think it's going to occur in the March quarter. Okay, so this is going to be by far possibly the most moving data that we get during the week, and this is on the US dollar side. If we move along to pay a little bit of attention to the sterling, pretty much most of the data that's come out in recent times has suggested that its economy is in a much healthier state than most of us think. The major uncertainty, of course, is the Brexit situation. Now, the court's made the decisions. We now know that the important keys to that was that Scotland and Wales do not need to be consulted whether they exit or not. And what's really weighing down the GBP USD, the cable at the moment, is really the uncertainty that that is about to unfold, because this has not occurred. No country has basically exited before, and the procedures and the impact to the to Britain. Okay, so that's key data for the GBP this week is going to be probably the unemployment change, okay, which I've highlighted here for us, and that one happens on Wednesday. Now, of course, these times, guys, it's in my local time, which is Sydney time or Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time. Alright, let's focus on the Aussie. So what came out of last week, we had the RBA rate announcements. Rates were not moved, and then in the monetary monetary policy meetings, pretty much the Reserve Bank of Australia maintained a relatively upbeat tone. The central bank also noted that the conditions in the global economy have improved in recent months. And then Governor Lowe also said that it's hard to say if the Australian dollar is too strong given the current situation that our country's in. So what that simple statement spells out for many investors is that they're quite happy with our dollar at the rate that it is, which basically can, if anything, does not look like there'll be a rate cut. If Mr. Trump has it his way, he's essentially trying to, many call it strong arm, other major leaders around the world to also increase their rates and push the economy into that direction. Okay, so that's on the Aussie. And for the Aussie, I think the employment change number on Thursday is also very, very important. It could be a major impacting piece of data for us. The euro last week traded in a quite tight range. The ECB President, Mr. Draghi, did speak, but most of his attention was aimed at Mr. Trump and the accusations that the euro was being manipulated. So essentially it went backwards and forwards. The euro traded quite tightly. The only other major impacting news that happened, or major over last week, when this one happened over the weekend, was from North Korea. As you may or may not know, they did a couple of missile tests over the weekend, which basically saw short-term money move towards safer haven currencies like the US yen, and we got a little bit of a gap in this morning. Okay, now these are all the most impacting pieces of data that are occurring in the week that we are leading into. I think this week probably it's going to be either the GBP, USD. He's probably going to be the most impacted by data. So please take note of these times. They are in my local time, which is Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time. And just make sure you don't get caught out with anything that you are unaware of. Okay, so let's move on. Let me bring my charts forward. Let me set up. If you do have any questions, I'll just add in. I want to try and make these sessions more interactive in the sense that if you do have any occurrences that happen to you during the week, it can be off topic, about strategies, anything you like, please bring them on a Monday. It's pretty much the only time that you get my undivided attention, so I will do my best to assist you. Moving forward, I probably might split this class into strategy and analysis so that I can do it all in one go. It just makes it a little bit easier for me, but I will let you know about that. Okay, let's kick off. Let's see Aussie Dollar. Oh, give me one moment. Okay, as you can see, obviously Aussie Dollar's in a pretty strong run at the moment. We were looking for a trade set up last week. We wanted a pullback, which we got those two candles there. I think I had this trade as a daily call, chart of the day trade. Now, I don't know. On my system, I cancelled my order out because I believe that this little tail right there broke the bottom of this one and basically meant that I did not get triggered in the trade. Did anybody get triggered in this trade, guys? So because of that, basically I don't have anything with this. So the only thing that we can do here is two options. We can grab this high. Unfortunately, that's not a trade, so I get the feeling that it's not going to come. Okay, what could happen is it could come back again and give us another go at it. That's my first option. My second option is that it doesn't go back, goes up there, and then gives us an opportunity to trade it into this direction. Okay, now for anybody new, and I do see some new faces in here, just because it gets to this level, it doesn't mean that I'm automatically a seller. Just to point it out, what I would want to see is when I get there, I would want to see one candle formation like this, and possibly one inside it, one with a fractal over there, and then at the break of that on the next candle is what I would be looking for. So I'd be looking for price action inside candle, or an engulfing, or at least a price action reversal pattern. If you don't know what they are, just ask us and we'll see if we can send you a video, and that's basically what we'll be looking for. Okay, alright, so that's a shame, because I really wanted to see if I can get a trade off on the Aussie. No, there's nothing there. Alright, let's move on. Let's have a look at the euro. Okay, the euro as well. I think last Thursday or last Friday, the trade of the day on the daily call would have been that little setup there. But you can see that it broke downwards. So basically that means that no trade was triggered, and you need to cancel out your order. So what can happen now? Okay, there's two options here. When we might have a setup, I just want to see it from far away. These two candles, if this is the current candle right now, this is today's candle, so we still got, you know, the best part of 12 hours or something to go before this candle finishes. If the current candle that I'm pointing at right now, if it ends up like it is right now, for example, or even if it moved up a little bit and say it looked a bit like that, we would get a fractal on this one. These two here would be an inside candle setup, and then what you can do tomorrow morning is you place your pending order at the break of that one in this direction. The reason for the trade would be that we are in uptrend and the market's pulled back, giving us the price action that we're looking for, and then continuation into that uptrend. Now when I zoom out of the trade, when I zoom out, I can see, if I extend that line there, if I do trigger, it has to trigger lower than this candle, so it will have to trigger around about there. My stop has to be around about there if it's going to trigger. So I can easily see that the distance of the stop relative to where we could run into trouble, there is enough space there to easily get towards 2 to 1 on the trade. Does everybody understand what I'm basically highlighting? So it's one of the things that you need to consider. I always like to get to a significant point before my 1 to 1 point, just in case I want to move my stop or do something along those lines. Okay, so there you have it. The Euro USD could trigger tomorrow morning. It's not quite ready yet, so I'm just going to highlight this one just to remind myself. Okay, that's the Euro USD. Let me have a quick look on a 4-hour chart. No, there's nothing there on a 4-hour chart. I'm happy to stand by that parameter there. Okay, let's go to GBP USD. Just get rid of some things on my chart. We're stuck in this range. What's this range? It's actually quite a big range, 700 pips. So I won't really. Oh, let me get rid of this. It's quite decent. I thought it was tighter than that. I think because it's moving so much. I need to go into a 4-hour chart. Give me one moment. I'm just speaking my mind as I look at my charts. So if anybody has anything, any comments you want to make, please type them in. It's a really strange pattern, this one. It's breaking higher levels, and then it's breaking where we've expanded our trading range 2 times in a row. So that's one and twice, and now it's narrowing in again. So it's a really strange one. Okay, look, the best, easiest trade is this one here. That's the top of a congestion zone. There is nothing here. Oh, there is this one. Did anybody trade this? Can everybody see what that trade is? In theory, it's like a trend trade, but it's only the start of the trend. When you're in the trend trade, I think we need sometimes you just want it to see it trend a little bit more before you jump in straight away. Okay, so we're stuck in the middle here. Look, the best bet is to wait for it to go to here, if it goes there of course, and then look for the trade back down. This level here, if I zoom out, you'll see is actually wraps up that top congestion there. Couple of questions, one moment. The moving averages that are always on my chart, someone's asking me, is a 24 exponential and a 12 exponential. Okay, 24 and 12, they're the two moving averages that, if you see moving averages on my chart, usually they're the two that I have on there. Okay, so GBP, nothing. Oh, this is no good. Let's have a look. Something better show up. Okay, US yen. See, this feels like good trend down. Let me see, there's a little bit of gap in here today. Let me just zoom in on it. Okay, there's the gap. I've gone into a 15-minute chart just to highlight the gap. Okay, and this was caused by that a lot of money moving to a safer haven type of when things seem a little bit volatile. Sometimes people move their money to what they seem to think is safer and less volatile. So the US yen is considered to be one of those types of currencies. Okay, okay, when I look at this chart, I want to sell it. Why do I want to sell it? Guys, can you help me out? Did we trade this? Was this one of my trades? Did we trade this? Ah, excellent, Alan. Yes, you did. Great. All right. When did sorry? When I look at I'm looking at charts way more often than I have in recent times, and I just forget. Was this a trade from last Monday, or is a daily call? Okay, thank you. All right. So that one's just about played out. 93. So that's gone more than 1-to-1 ratio easy. So that was a winning trade. Okay, so that one's over. But what I'm looking for now, I'm actually looking for an opportunity to sell it. So we would need a candle tomorrow to be inside this one, and then the following day to trade it in this direction. And the reason I'm looking to sell it is it just feels like it's just moving into some good a good trend. And also this particular combination is, if Miss Yellen and the Fed Reserve, go through what they want to do, they're basically giving strength to the US dollar. Okay, so they're giving it strength if they rate their interest rates. Okay, so that would be US strength, and if you get at the moment, traditionally Japanese yen wants weakness, so this combination goes further up. But at the moment, they're actually got quite a lot of strength, so it's kind of balancing out, and there's a little bit of a tug of war happening in this region over here. So this one's going to be interesting, but if it does set up, and that US strength is still not a certainty as well. Okay. Alright, so look, for this one we will wait. Let me just see if I can get something. I need to pull a trade off today. Can someone remind me what was the trade today that we've done on the daily call? If someone can just type it in for me. Okay, there's nothing on a 4 hour. Okay, this one, there could be a trade as early as Wednesday. We need to wait for two candles, a 2 candle formation. Okay. Euro New Zealand, thank you. I'll have a look at that one right at the end. Okay, Euro Yen. Okay, here we go. Alright, what I like about this particular setup is it felt like it was going to congest, and I said I wasn't really willing to do anything until I fell out of it. Now, clearly that I've fallen out of it. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of this, and as I zoom in, it feels like it's fallen out and it's going to continue to fall. That's just a natural feeling that I get from it. So, but a feeling is not a good enough reason to take a trade. I do, however, have an inside candle right there. So I need to wait for the current candle to finish. If it finishes inside of that previous one, you will see a fractal on this candle tomorrow, and then you'll be ready to put your pen in order and trade it in a downward direction. Okay, so let me highlight this one. And let's see if it plays out for us as well. Anything else on this one? Market's not been very nice to me, is it? No. Okay, Kiwi dollar. Oh, at last. This was a trade that I was so wanting to short so badly last week, and I did short it. It's finally come back on the back of some interesting news from New Zealand. Now let's see if we can get an opportunity to do something else. Can everybody see the trade there already, guys? Who can see a trade here already? It's like a really standard. I'll let you think about it. I'll answer a couple of questions. Question 1. What's my parameters on my zigzag? I haven't used my zigzag for ages. Let me see what my parameters are on my zigzag. Oh, where is my zigzag? I can't even pick it up. $733 parameters on zigzag. Okay, other question, do I use any oscillators? Not really, only when I do divergence trading. When I feel that there might be some divergence in the market, I will apply probably a MACD, or I like the oscillator as well, which is one of the ones built in the Bill Gates, what's his name? Bill Williams, awesome oscillator over here. This is one that I'll use to see if I can see any divergence in the markets. I can usually feel it when it's there. I can feel it and I'll put it on, but other than that, no. Okay, so I had, most of you are saying it's a buy on an inside candle. Correct. Okay, the reason for this trade is, in theory, we are in an uptrend. We've pulled back. We have produced an inside candle there. What I like about this type of inside candle is we just got to break it there. Your stop's going to be very shallow. So even reaching to about there already gives you your 2 to 1 target, okay, which is well under that previous high. So let's go ahead and let's place an order here. So for anybody who's newer in the class, and you might be looking at this chart and you might be thinking like, are you crazy? You're going to try and buy it right now. I only trade what I see. Okay, this is, I'll say it now. I don't care what I feel. I trade what I see. It served me well in my past. What I see right now, out of all the price action types of trades, this is probably the one that I have the least liking towards. I absolutely love channels, patterns, resistance and support, key levels where price action is occurring. After all of those comes finding price action in trending areas. Okay, so this feels like a trend, even though it's pulled back quite hard. It's produced what we want, so let's go ahead and do it. Let me just do the maths. My stop is going to be, it's a shallow stop, it's only about 50 pips. What account am I in? Give me a second. Oh, I'm in the wrong account. It's okay, I'll just take it on this account. 50 points. Give me a second. I'll take my standard 250 risk, which puts me at $5 per pip. Change it to Australian, puts me at $3.80. So my volume is going to be 0.38. Let's do it. It's going to be a buy stop. My volume is 0.38. My stop's going to be, the low here is 71.72, so make it 71.65. Let me just drop 0.37. 71.65. 71.65 is my stop. I'll put an arbitrary profit. I'll adjust it in a moment. 74, my entry. 72.13, let's make it. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Place. Okay. One of the beauties of doing this graphically is, as you can clearly see, look where I've placed my target. It's way not where I want it. So normally what I do is, if I measure out, my stop's 50 pips, 100 pips puts me about here. So what I do is I've got my finger on the screen now, and then I just grab that and drag it to where my finger was. I'm happy with that. There you go. Of course, don't forget your 1-to-1 point will be roughly here somewhere. So if the trade gets to that level, as long as you have given it some thought, if you want to do something, whether that is move your order, move your stop, close half the trade, or do nothing, or something different. Okay, so just give it some consideration. Alright, so we've taken our first trade. Well, we haven't triggered yet, but we've got the pending order, so we should see it here. 72.13, so we're very close to getting triggered. And there you go. US CAD. This was another one that I called out. Well, actually, in the daily call I called one trade, but then I talked about a couple of others, and I alerted people to this one. Did anybody take this US CAD trade? Yes, well done to those of you who did. Okay, so let's have a little zoom out. So this floor level that I've marked out is still good. I would, considering I wanted to sell at that level there, and the trade got to there, so it's got to all, I don't know if it's exactly, if it's got to 1-to-1 or it's got very, very close. I would be looking for something in that direction when we get there, if we get there. Okay, so other than that, there is nothing else that I want to do, and this would support the way that I trade, because in theory I'm in this trade in this direction, so when I get to this level, that trade will close out, and basically I'll be looking for a reversal in the other direction. Okay, so US CAD's an easy one this week. We wait for this floor. Let's see what happens. What have I got? Aussie index. Why have I got a line there? I think I drew this line last week and I said I just want to draw it in there. I don't know why I wanted to, because, and look what happened. It just broke it across really nicely. Alright, let's see if there's anything. Let me get rid of that line now. I don't think we took anything on this last week. 4 solid days and another strong day so far. The market's nearly closed. Okay, we do nothing here, guys. We just wait this one out. This one is not there. There's absolutely nothing that I can see on this chart. Okay, I'll move on. Oil's still stuck in this little range, but the good news is that we're coming towards the top of it. So what I'm going to do, let me just okay, let's have a look at a 4-hour. Oh no, over here there was a setup, however it broke that side, so that cancelled out, so that's no trade. So let me move to the daily. Okay, so there could be a trade here tomorrow. Let's zoom in a little. There could be a trade here tomorrow if the current candle finishes inside of this one over here, and then we break that for the following day. Okay, we're very, very close. We've got to wait tomorrow. So tomorrow there's 3 that could set up. Let me just highlight this one to myself, just so that I remember. There we have it. Any questions, please type them in. Doesn't matter what the question is. Let me just go back and recap. If you want me to have a look at something else, I will. I'll have a look at the trade of the day in one moment as well. Okay, Aussie Dollar, we got nothing. Euro USD. Potential setup, we've got to wait for tomorrow's candle to see how today's candle finished up. GBP USD, there is nothing. Ugly looking chart. US yen, we're probably 2 days away, 3, or actually Wednesday, before anything sets up there, so there's nothing there. Euro yen is almost there. We've got to wait till tomorrow. You might have your inside candle straight away to trade this one in the downward direction. Kiwi dollar, we've got a pending order. The pending order is we are trying to get in at around about 72.13. Our stop 71.65, and the target 2-to-1's around about that 73.10 mark. Okay, so we've got a pending order. We have not been triggered yet. Don't forget, if it doesn't trigger and we break that low, go back and cancel your order out. US CAD, some of us are in a trade, a daily call trade in the downward direction, so we're waiting to hit this floor. Let's see if we get the price action in reverse direction. Aussie 200, there is nothing, and oil tomorrow, let's see if we can produce that inside candle to get a trade. Couple of questions. Okay, someone's asking GBP JPY. GBP JPY, where are we? GBP, JPY, where are you? There we are. Okay, the first thing I can see on this chart is very obvious. Anybody who's been with me for a little while is, I can see massive, this is going to break. So that's a really nice pattern. Okay, I would not attempt any type of price action trading here because there's not enough room. Alright, I just feel there's not enough room, so there is no type of price action reversal trades here. The only one that I would be looking for is this clear break like that, or a clear break like that, and then take the trade in that direction. That's the only thing that I can see, but this is definitely a converging pattern. Really nice one too. Okay, that's GBP, JPY. Another comment: your Aussie yen trade was a cracker on the daily call. Thank you, Simon. I hope you got something out of that. The Aussie US was a good one too. It got just as good reward for us. Someone's asking me S&P 500. Let's have a look. Let me zoom out a little. Whenever I look at a brand new chart, I always, here's a little tip: try zoom out and just look for key things. Okay, I'm looking for support levels or resistance levels, anything that is interesting me. There's one thing that's kind of interesting me, like I'll try and draw it in. It's a little bit steep, but let me zoom in a bit more and let's see how we go. When I zoom in a little bit more, I'm kind of liking this line. Does everybody like this line? Can you see how I found it? Who likes this line? Does it look good? What do we think, guys? Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit more. Okay, when I zoom in a little bit more, alright, you're very close to possibly getting a... So what we're going to look for over here, we're going to look for any kind of price action reversal patterns, and if you get it, then you've got an opportunity to sell. Okay, so, and again, remember, this is only a purely technical view. Fundamentals are not taken into consideration, but that line is solid. Alright, so I actually really like that line. Okay, any other questions? Euro New Zealand, let me just bring it up. This was today's call of the day trade. Here you are, New Zealand, where are you? Let me zoom in on it. It's triggered. Okay, so actually when I called it, it was already triggered because the market gapped down. This is a classic trade, guys. If you ever want to be a trend trader and utilize price action to help you into your trend, this is a daily chart, and you can clearly see that the trend has started. We're getting these things, and what we're hoping for is this to continue. We've picked up a really nice inside candle, alright, and it's broken. Okay, so you're in the trade, and depending on when you saw the video, when I called the trade out this morning, I think we were about there. I'm just choosing visually, roughly around about there. So it would be, I don't think anybody would have got the break because the market opened with a gap, and by the time I did the video, it was already triggered. Alright, so if I just show you something, I'm just going to overlay another template on this. I'll overlay like my T-Chaser template. Okay, and if I go by T-Chaser, you can see that the T-Chaser would have picked this trade up over here on this candle right there. Alright, so it's definitely in trend. Okay, and price action just enables you to pick up different sections of it. Normally, sometimes over here you could have got a setup, but we didn't get one, so we got one here. I'm happy to trade that. What I like about this current one here is that, let me just rub out. So what I like about this one is that we've already broken this floor. with this, so it's opened up the gate for this to go down. Now, I could chat to you tomorrow and we could be stopped out. That doesn't change the fact that technically this is a very, very solid high probability trade. Okay, so I try really hard to find you the best trades. That if there's going to come a day that I'm just going to say today's chart of the day is nothing, because there's nothing worthwhile trading. Alright, so hopefully it doesn't happen. I do look at a lot of charts to try and find something for us. Okay, question. Okay, any final, I've still got a bit of time actually, it's only 12:15, so if anybody's got any questions, by all means ask them away. I mentioned earlier that I would be starting the trading challenge. Okay, so I'll do that when I come back, and what I'm going to get is there's going to be exercises and a little bit of homework with it, but if you guys are serious about your trading, it's really, because what I found in the past is that, like, I've taken the trades and we've got some fairly nice results, and I get emails from people telling me that they've missed trades, or they've taken some trades, they've skipped some, 1,000 different reasons, and they've ended up not getting nowhere near the same results that I got, even though I called out every trade live. So to try and help you get closer to my actual results is where I'm going to ask you guys to register. Now, if you want to do it, great. It's an opportunity for yourself. If you don't want to do it, that's all right as well. But at the end of the day, if you do want to trade, there's no better way to do it, and get yourself accountable for every decision that you make. Okay. Some question: how do we sign up to the daily call? There's a couple of ways. You can get it. One is if you go on our YouTube channel, you can get it and look for Admiral Markets Australia on YouTube. But also you can pick it up off my website, which is csctraders.com.au, and as soon as you get to the front page, it'll be on there somewhere. Someone's asking me, are there any prizes for the winner? The prize is that you've learnt how to control your mental stability more. No, there's no prizes, guys. I'm trading my live account. If anything, I'm actually opening the door into my personal life and showing you my trades live with you. Okay, so I've always said every time I do a trading challenge, if anybody else out there is willing to trade their live account with me, then I will do it with you as well. Okay, I stand by what I say. I don't have to do what I do. I get very well looked after doing lots of other things. I just really genuinely enjoy trading. Okay. Alright, I got sidetracked there. Any other questions? Give me 1 second. I was trying to find something for you guys. So this is where you can get it. I've been rebuilding the website, but if you go here and right here on this, or you go Signal Central and go to Daily Trade right there, basically you'll get it on the emails that you guys receive. Normally the link's in there, and then it's basically here. The other way you can get it is just go to Twitter, get it sent to you. Twitter's easy. So if you go to Twitter, okay, and follow me at ChatFX, basically you get a tweet every day as soon as I do it, and basically this is what it looks like, and you can just click it right here and watch it on your phone, or you can it'll direct you to wherever you go. So there's many ways you can get it. If you're still stuck and you don't know where to get it, email us and we will send you a link and somewhere that you can put in your favorites, and you can just get it from the same spot. The other place is YouTube. Okay, so if you go to YouTube, give me a second, and go to our channel. Oh, I don't even know what my channel address is, but here. Okay, and you can get it from the YouTube channel as well. If you don't know the address, like I said, just email us and we will make sure that we'll get it to you. Okay, so share it with your friends. You know, if you have other friends who trade and they want to look at it, you know, the more people watch it, the more it makes me want to do it. If I see that no one's really watching it, well then I would rather do something else. You know, and I mean, I go through the process every morning for my personal trading anyway. So really, what I'm doing is I'm kind of just ordering my thoughts a little bit and just recording it and basically sending it out to you. But I go through that process every morning myself with my personal trading, and that's what I'm really trying to send out to you. Question: Euro pound breaks to downside. Not sure. Can I have a look at this one? Euro pound. Let's have a look. Euro pound. Euro pound. Okay. What time frame, Anthony? Can you give me a time frame so that I can see what you're looking at? Because when I look at this right now, I'm not quite sure. Are you looking at a 4-hour chart? Yeah, 4-hour chart. That's what I thought. So you're looking at this to see what happens. Okay, this is an interesting one. Okay, even though you know you got really good solid levels here, a break of here, what you might get is you might get like a little fakey to here, and then it could reverse back up because you still got this level that hasn't been through, and there's still this one over here as well. So let me just go back out to a daily so I can see it a bit better. See, there's actually two levels there. There's that one there, and there's this one here which is slightly lower. So when I go back into my 4-hour chart, now you can see that I've got that. Oh, what did I do there? That I've got that level and this level and this level. So I wouldn't trade it like a breakout is what I'm trying to say. Okay? So your original question, yeah, okay. Let me just measure some distances. See, there's only 26 pips between here and here, so no, I wouldn't. It's not typically the kind of breakout that I would want to trade. Okay. Anybody else want me to have a look at anything, or you have a question regarding anything that you've encountered? No. Put my chart back. Okay, well, I'm not going to see you guys for a little while. The next 3 weeks, if you hear my voice, it'll be through a recording. Okay, I will try my best to try and make this, but to be honest, there's probably like a 30% chance that it will happen. I'm going to some pretty areas that I have no idea what my internet's going to be like and everything. So, and I do need a little bit of a break. I haven't had a holiday for about a year. So I'm away for work for a while, and I'm having a 1-week holiday. So I will try my best to produce a shortened version of our Monday analysis, maybe on a Sunday night if I'm in a hotel room, and I can just whip it up for you and load it up. And if I do, I'll make sure that everybody gets access to the recording. If you do have any questions throughout this entire time, send them through as normal. Okay. I'm really only away from work 1 week, so I will still get them and I will be able to respond to you. Alright, so everybody, hope you have a fantastic next 3 weeks. When I'm back, I'll see you soon. I hope you're all energized and ready to go, and we will launch the trading challenge, and hopefully we can get some nice results and make some improvements on our mental side, and I'll give you the lessons that go with it, and we'll basically kick it off. Okay, hope you'll have a fantastic trading week and next couple of weeks while I don't speak to you, and I will see you very, very soon. Okay? Bye for now, guys.